Okay, we're looking at Beware of Dogs. And we start with a song. Lord, you are more precious than silver. Lord, you are more costly than gold. Lord, you are more beautiful than nothing I desire compared with you. Okay, we need to be very careful of new and rehashed doctrines. That's why, the apostle warned about, and mentioned being aware of dogs. Beware of dogs. Philippians 3:2, beware of evil workers, beware of the mutilation. You know, these were, you know, very strong words that were used because they were new doctrines at the time. In fact, the early church was grappling with a number of issues, particularly the separation between law and grace. Some people still having this view that you needed to, completely obey the law and all the conditions of the law for you to actually have salvation. And that's why you have very strong language that is being used. I know that now people use beware of dogs to just warn people that there is a dog presence in my compound. So be very careful. But it's very strong language, And the idea was to make sure that the early believers will strongly and fully adhere to the principles of faith. We are not saved by works of righteousness. It's not so much of the effort that we put in. Of course, our faith and our work will reflect our faith, but our faith is not based on fulfilling the law. And that is why this very strong language was used. But eternal vigilance is still required because you still have very shiny new objects that are coming in that are being used to give the impression that if you don't do this or if you don't do that, God will not come to your rescue or to your salvation. And we need to be very careful. If you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 10, moreover, brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all our fathers were under the cloud, all passed through the sea, all were baptized into Moses in the cloud and the sea, all ate the same spiritual food and all drank the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with most of them, God was not pleased, for their bodies were scattered in the wilderness. Now, these things became our examples to the intent that we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. So when we made a commitment with the Lord, it doesn't mean that there won't be distractions here and there. There won't be shiny new objects that are supposed to take us away from the faith. We have promises that nothing will separate us from the law of Christ, but we need to be vigilant so that we do not allow, the enemy to come in and steal our faith.